Hey everybody, it's Billy, and I'm still here. I made it. So, as many of you know, I just finished a 7 day water fast, and so many people have been asking for my thoughts on it, how I did, why I did it, what the results were, and stuff like that. So, I'm going to share that with you today, and I'm going to be very candid and hopefully not too gross. So I hope this isn't too much TMI. But as you know, Billy has no filters. I'm sorry. So here's the deal. Um, I have a lot of health problems, okay? And one of the problems I was having over the last couple of months because of some different conditions I have is a massive water retention. Actually got to the point where I really couldn't even breathe very well. I was breathing for me was like that was it. That was all I had. And walking, doing things, I couldn't hardly walk. My wife said I was getting really groggy, starting to slur my words, and she was getting scared. And I kind of knew something needed to change. Now, my doctors, they're doing the best they can, but I got to be honest with you. Usually, when I take my health into my own hands and do what some people consider radical, I seem to have better results than just going to the doctor and getting a pill. So here we go. I'm going to tell you what I did, how I did it, why I did it, and what brought me to this point. So I've been very interested in fasting for a long time. My dad was really into it way back in the 70s. Hey, Corey, if you watch this, do you remember the 70s? Inside joke, sorry. But anyway, and so he was into it. He was into a lot of Indian and Middle Eastern philosophies, and I think he kind of got on that. He was vegetarian back before being vegetarian and vegan was a cool thing. Um, so I was aware of it for a long time, and then recently I started having insane amounts of water retention because of my heart disease and whatnot. So water pills weren't working, so I decided I would try something different. So about a month or two ago, I went on a 3 day water fast with Kathy, and we planned it and we did it, and it was fine. And then we got off of it. We actually lost a little weight, but then I ate right back into it because of my addictions. Which is, hey, if you ever want to talk about addictions with me, let's do it, man. I'm not afraid. But I really felt like there was something in this. I talked to my doctors, my primary care doctor and my oncologist, um, who both practice fasting as part of their spiritual beliefs. And but as far as medical goes, uh, they thought that I could easily do 5 or maybe even up to 7 days. They say that at 3 days is good, 5 days is better. 7 days is when you see the most change and get the most benefit. And I got to say, I think I kind of agree with that. So they do this regularly, and I said, can I do this with my health conditions? And they were like, well, have you ever fasted before? I said, yeah, I've used to in the past, but recently I did a three day fast, and it was very easy for me. And they said, well, if you feel good while you're doing it and you're being monitored, there's no reason why you can't go 5 or maybe even 7 days, and maybe even could do that once a month, which we'll get into that in a minute. So here's basically what happened, and here's what I did. Now, some people might get angry with me when you hear what I call a water fast, because there was a couple things that maybe some other people wouldn't put in there, but you know, it worked. It seems to be working really good, and so there you go. So about 7 days ago, obviously, I was feeling really bad, and I was sitting on the couch, and I just kind of didn't really feel like eating. And so by later in the day, my wife said to me, Have you eaten today?" I said, "No." She goes, "Do you want some dinner?" And I thought about it, and I said, "No, not really." So I didn't eat that day, and then I woke up the next morning, and I really didn't care to eat. So I decided to see if I could go for a second day. That's when I actually decided I was fasting. So I didn't make any big plans. I didn't know any preparation. I basically went from eating, massive amounts of food to nothing. Just literally, boom, just did it. I just turned off the food faucet, so to speak. which I find is easier than trying to eat in moderation. But we could talk about that today too. So anyway, so here I am in the second day, and I'm like, I think I could do 3 days again. I'll do 3 days. So and I told my wife I'm going to go for a little bit, and then I got to the third day, and at the end of day three, I said, well, I think I can go more. And my wife said, well, if you think you can go more, go more. And my doctor said, if you feel good, do more. And so I decided I'd go for 5 days. So up to day three. Now, I do want to say that day three does get a little harder. There's like some certain days where certain things happen, and I'll hopefully I'll remember to get to that. But day three was a little rough, but day four wasn't. It was very strange. So I got through day four and day five, and I was debating whether I should go back to eating, break the fast on after 5 days. But what I did was I said, well, 5 days into this, maybe I'll just try to go for the whole week. And then I actually posted on Facebook and said, should I go for 2 more days? And much to my chagrin, much to my surprise, most of my followers and friends were like, yeah, do it. 7 days. You can do it. You can do it. And so I just kept going. And to be honest with you, by day 6, I felt like a whole new man. I really did. No, I'm not saying this will work for everybody. And again, if you're going to do something like this, it's best to do it with some type of supervision, doctor supervision, or at a clinic or something like that. I have pretty good support with things, and I do a lot of crazy things, and there's a lot of people I know that do crazy things, so I have a lot of support out there. So so I went through the whole 7 days, and I broke it today, and how I broke it was I decided to kind of ease into it for 2 days before I go back to my regular eating habits. So today, my diet is and will consist of vegan yogurt, so non-dairy yogurt, bananas, and vegetable soup. So basically, breakfast, lunches, snacks will be the yogurt and bananas. Then my dinner will be the vegetable soup. And if I decide to have one more snack, I may have another banana or watermelon. That's right, I forgot it. I got watermelon today. So 2 days of keeping it basically simple, so my insides can adjust to that. So what happened? Well, here's what happened. I was in really bad shape. I was retaining water like crazy. Nobody could figure it out. And I blew up like crazy. I usually go between, say, 310 pounds to 330 pounds. I've been fluctuating back and forth because of medications and other things. I don't want to give excuses. I have a phone call, but here, hold on a second. Hey, UJ, I'm doing a video right now. I'll call you back. Bye-bye. There you go. How was that? That was live. So anyway, what did I say? Oh yeah, so I was having a lot of water retention. I was having a lot of inflammation and stuff like that. So my weight jumped up to almost, 335, maybe higher. I didn't even want to weigh myself. The last time I weighed myself was like a day or two before I did the fast, and I was like up to like 335. So I went ahead and started this thing, and 7 days later, I'm proud to say, and this sounds insane, but I'm 315 pounds now. So 315, what is that? 315, is that like 20 pounds in 7 days? Now, I have no illusions about like this being permanent weight loss if I don't keep doing the work, okay? So, you can't just do a water fast for 7 days, lose a bunch of weight, and go back to McDonald's and expect to keep the weight off. Not that I go to McDonald's, but that's kind of the thing. So I did lose a massive amount of weight. And why this is good for the people that want to freak out about, muscle mass and water loss and all that. But yes, I wanted to lose water because I had so much water built up around my heart and my lungs, I couldn't breathe. And my weight, the extra 20, 30 pounds I was carrying, I was not able to walk, and I would get out of breath trying to walk, and then I would get out of breath trying to breathe, and then I'd have chest pains, and starts the whole cycle over again. So basically, I feel like any weight that I've lost is good because today, starting on day 6, I think it was, that's when everything started to change. So I lost a drastic amount of weight. Check in with me in a week and let's see if I've kept it off or if I've gained any or if I'm still losing. I'm curious to see that myself. But I lost a lot of weight. Mostly I got the water off my body and I took some stress off my body. I reduced tons of inflammation. Now, I don't know if this had anything to do with the water fast or not, but my hands are back to normal. As you know, for a while there, I was losing the ability to use my hands, and I had to have other people come and play my shows with me. But my hands are doing great. In fact, my doctors and my physical therapy doctor all gave me a clean bill of health and said I don't need to go back until I have like another problem, so hopefully I won't have one of those. So let's see. Weight loss, water loss, inflammation, and now here's the crazy thing. Starting about the 5th day, I started having all this energy and I couldn't sleep. I don't mean I couldn't sleep at night. When, like, I've been staying in bed till like 10, 11 o'clock, but the last several days, I've been getting up at like between like, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. And today I got up last 2 days I got up really early. And I just have all this energy and I have more clarity of thought than I've had in a long time. Like, really, about a month ago, I didn't even know what my name was. I was like, what's your name? I'm Billy. But I feel like I'm more myself. So here's the wild and crazy part. So first day is a little weird. Getting started's rough. Second day, third day really gets hard and then it stops. Day 4 and day 5 was a cakewalk. Day 6 and 7, it was like, I feel fantastic. And now it's day 8. I don't want to eat anymore. This is insane. Like, I had my breakfast and I'm like, it's like, I did 7 days and I'm ready to do 7 more, but I don't think that's medically advisable unless I got the doctors right here or I go to True North out in California and have complete doctor supervision. So I'm alive. I'm well. I did do a few things besides just total water. This is where some people will probably be upset with me when they hear what I did, but there are some other beverages that I do drink, like teas and stuff like that, but nothing with sugar, stuff like that. No sodas with sodium or sugar or anything like that. So I was having different kinds of fluid that were very water-like for these 7 days. Some people are cool with that, some people aren't. It's just I guess it's a personal preference thing. Maybe if I go to True North, they'll tell me I need to not do that and just stick with the water, which I think they even want you to have distilled water. But you know what? I believe in using what you have around you right now and doing what you can. So I feel like I've been successful. I still have lots of problems, don't get me wrong, but I feel good right now, except for a couple of the things that are bad. I occasionally do have problems that I don't think are going to be solved by a water fast, but you never know. We'll see what happens. So I'm feeling great. Hopefully I look good. Tell me what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts and ask me questions. Just ask me as many questions as you want. I love being asked questions and I love telling you things. So here I am. It's Billy in my studio. And hopefully this has been fun and informative for all of you. I guess I should say one thing, and this is the TMI part. So end the video now if you don't want to hear the next part. But after eating just a little bit, it was a little rough in the tummy, just a little bit that I had. So I'm going to ease into it, and then I'll be going back on my plant-based diet, which is basically very little oil, very little salt, very little sugar. Well, it's really ideally no salt, no sugar, no oil, and no animal products. And that's how I lost the first 120 pounds. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to do something good and get some more of this inflammation and stress off of my body. So I'm having a great day, and I hope you are too. This is Billy. Bye.